What's going on YouTube? Uberman here, and today I wanted to talk about non-salvage cars for sale at Copart and IAA. That's right, this is something a lot of people don't know about. You can actually get some really great and amazing deals on vehicles that are not salvaged. These are clear title cars. You can find primarily repossessions which have a clear title. These are not salvaged. These are not wrecked. These are regular cars being sold at a huge discount, and you can find them at Copart and IAA. For example, this is a 2014 Cadillac ATS, the 2.0 liter repossession title. All right, that means it's a clear title vehicle. Take a look here. Beautiful, beautiful Cadillac. Mileage is 66,565. Gorgeous, gorgeous car. 66,000 miles with a clear title, little 4-cylinder engine. You can buy this car for $9,800 and it books at $27,000. This is a buy it now, not even an auction. Current bid is $6,300. Buy it now, $9,800, and you can have a $30,000 car for under 10 grand with a clear title. Great deal. Moving on from this, I found this one right here, and this is one that may not be for everyone, but let's take a look. This is 2012 Hyundai Genesis Coupe, the 2.0 turbo. Now, I know you're looking at it, you're like, oh man, no, that's wrecked. Yes, it is. It's got a crunched fender and it's got a bad front bumper. But have a look here. 2012 Genesis Coupe 2.0, 72,000 miles. This is an enhanced vehicle, which means they're not guaranteeing that it's a run and drive. The reason why, even though it says primary damage is side, secondary damage is biohazard chemical. Now, this is biohazard because of blood, all right? This is one I'm going to take you guys down to the Copart lot Monday, which will be tomorrow. We're going to go look at this in person and try to figure out what happened. I mean, is this something where someone shot themselves or you know, I don't mean to disrespect whoever owned the car or whatever, but I'm very curious as to what happened to this car so that it ended up at Copart, because it wasn't the accident, I don't believe, that ended it at Copart. Look at the interior. I mean, it looks like someone may have lived in this thing. But even if they have lived in it, that doesn't explain the biohazard blood all over this car. So overall, this is still a great car, a really great car. Like I said, we need to go figure out what the deal is with the biohazard / blood, but you're talking about a car that's still under factory warranty from Hyundai. It still carries the manufacturer's powertrain warranty of 10 years, 100,000 miles. You know, so you've got 30,000 miles worth of warranty left. What does it need? Just offhand, it looks like it needs a fender and a bumper. That's no big deal. These are cheap parts. And the reason it's enhanced instead of a run and drive, most likely because of the biohazard. They don't tend to get into these cars too much because of that. But we're going to go take a look at it. All right, now let's jump over to IAA. Here's one in Dallas. Clear Texas title, valued at approximately $8,500. This is a repossession from TMX Finance. And again, we have a 2012 Chrysler 200 Limited. This is a convertible, right? This is a loaded up 103,000 mile run and drive, everything. Look at this car. The only issue I see is the taillight is not sitting inside the taillight housing, but other than that, the car looks great. This has got the leather, this has got touchscreen navigation, it's got the 3.6 liter. This is a gorgeous car with 100,000 miles on it. And, you know, maybe there's a little damage to the trunk right there. This is nothing. Nothing to fix. Guys, you can buy this car for $4 grand. Current bid is $3,000. You are looking at an $8,500 car that you can pick up for less than 50% of the price because it's a repossession. Clear Texas title. It's ready to roll, man. Buy it, pick it up. Honestly, if I had the money right now, I would be jumping on something like this one or maybe not the Genesis, even though it is a clear title. Man, that Cadillac, oh my God, beautiful car. I would love to get my hands on this one. Absolutely gorgeous. So that's really all I wanted to talk about for this video in regards to clear title cars at salvage auction. You absolutely can find some spectacular deals on clear title vehicles at the salvage auction. I've tried mentioning this before, but I wanted to give you proof of it today. Now, for a little bit of bonus footage here, let's go through some of the cars I'm looking at. All right, we've got a 2013 Veloster Turbo that has undercarriage damage. I'm really curious about this one, although the minimum bid is already at $4,000 and the reserve is not met, so this one is probably out. Another example of a great car, but this one is salvage. No airbag deployment, touchscreen, leather, loaded, the turbo version, 40,000 miles, but we do have suspension damage. You can also see in the photo we have some fender damage, but I mean, this is really nothing. You're talking about a fender and what looks to me from here to be a lower control arm. It shouldn't be a big deal, but of course we need to go look at it. Aside from this Veloster, I like to call them Velociraptors. We already looked at the Cadillac. Here's a 2014 Equinox that's an enhanced vehicle. Now, a lot of people are concerned about enhanced vehicles, but this one is probably enhanced because the Copart people could not get to the battery. The hood is stuck. You can see the hood is just not going to open without being cut, most likely. The pictures show it most likely needs a core support, headlights, bumper, hood, fender, things of that nature. The basic stuff on a wrecked car. Mileage is unknown. But going around the rest of the vehicle, it looks great. And the thing that I really like about this is there are no airbags deployed. All right, that's a very good thing because those can get really expensive really quick. You're obviously going to need a condenser core too. Most likely a radiator, probably the cooling fans behind it. But otherwise, being a 14, I would bet it probably doesn't have too many miles on it. And if you really were interested in it, you could simply get a quick Carfax report over on eBay for like $5. And it would give you a pretty good estimate of where the mileage should be right now. So although this is a salvage one, if this goes cheap enough, this could be worth it. So I definitely want to check this one out as well. I'm not going to really get into this 2011 Town & Country too much. This is on my watch list. 100,000 miles. Damage appears to be very minor. We're not going to look at this one because it's at the Moore sublot, and I don't want to drive down to that one. I really don't like that that sublot down there. But this looks like an easy fix. No airbag deployment. And did this have touchscreen and everything? Yes, it does. Touchscreen, the whole works. The 3.6, which is a great engine, under 100,000 miles. And if you look at this front end here, it looks to me like, and it looks like it's even got the grill down there. You may just be able to get away with a couple inner fenders, turn signal lamps, and a bumper. This one doesn't look like it needs a lot, but we're not really talking much about that because I'm not all that interested. Here's another interesting one, and I know nobody likes Ford Tauruses, I don't either, but it's an 04 Taurus with 50,000 miles with a salvage title. Salvage title appears to be from the fender, and I don't really understand that. This is leather. This is pretty loaded for an 04 Taurus, but here's your damage. You've got paint peel, you've got an obvious impact right here, and then where somebody tried to patch it up over here. I don't really understand what any of that would have to do with salvage. I'm not overly interested in that car, but with 50,000 miles, not a bad deal. This is one I am highly interested in. This is a 2010 Saturn Outlook XE. This is the XE run and drive. It says primary damage is rear end. This is a pure sale, which means what it sells for is what it sells for. Current bid is $1,500. Take a look at this. This thing, it's just gorgeous. 3.6 VVT, that's a great GM motor, a wonderful GM motor, the same one my Impala had in it. And if you look, maybe you can see these scratches right here that I'm kind of scrolling over. That seems to be what they're talking about, rear end damage. This is one that's, we have to look at this. We have to go look at this because why would something like this be salvaged? Now, It could be, if you look at it, the paint colors. Hopefully right here you can see. The bumper doesn't look like it really matches the fender or the hood. So maybe this was in a front-end collision. I don't know. Maybe this was rebuilt already. That bumper just looks to be in excellent shape. And it looks to me like the color may be slightly off, but it's so hard to say in pictures. You know, sometimes, and most times, even on my 2017 Mustang GT, which has never been wrecked, the paint on the bumpers is a slightly different shade than the body because the bumpers are plastic, the body is metal, so they just don't look exactly the same. We need to go look at this one. But anyway, pure sale, $1,500 right now. You know, that's something I'd be very interested in. 2012 Honda Civic. Civics sell like hotcakes. I don't care if they got 300,000 miles on them. People love Civics, especially these coupes. And if you look, this one's got some minor damage to the front end. And to be quite honest with you, this is not one that I would put any money into fixing. I'd make sure that it was mechanically, you know, safe. But aside from that, I'm not replacing the bumper. This was in a slight front end collision, nothing major. Nothing looks bad on this car at all. 187,000 miles is not that bad for a Honda. This is a timing chain motor, and I'm really glad Honda started switching over to those. It's got a dent in the hood. You can see it's got a crack in the bumper down here. It's missing the little lower inserts on the left and right, but other than that, that's not important. This is something you could probably just buy and turn around and flip, and it's sitting at $925, but there is a reserve on it. Probably wouldn't go for that much. Here is another one that I like. This is a 2009 Subaru Forester 2, 91,000 miles. It's well, this is hail damage. This is run and drive. Subaru's not really my brand, but if you look at it, this is a really clean vehicle. And hail damage, I mean, let's be real. If you're looking at buying a salvage car, especially for personal use, hail damage is a great way to go because this is not something that was involved in a wreck. This is just, you know, this is Mother Nature dropping some hail balls on it. The engine looks to be in great shape. Interior looks to be in good shape. The only thing I notice is this temperature light right here. Not quite sure why that would be on. I mean, this is another reason why you go check these cars out. Absolutely, always check these cars out. But you know what? That looks like a great little car. This is a pure sale, and the bid right now is at $1,050. So next we have something that I really like, and that's I love Hyundais and Kias. This is a Hyundai Sonata. This wouldn't be for everyone, but I think I could handle this. As you can see, the front end does not look bad at all, but when you get over to the passenger side, this is where you can really, we'll put it in HD, so we can kind of zoom in here. You know, it did take an impact on the driver's side, a very minor one. You can see that it has bent this. This is not the frame rail. A lot of people confuse this with a frame rail, and it's not. This down here is the frame rail. This is the crash part of the frame rail. It's designed to crumple to protect the frame of the car. It is straight. Impact bar took a slight hit, very minor. I probably wouldn't even replace that. Wouldn't replace the wheel. Anything marked in yellow are things that have damage. So this fender rail right here, and obviously where it comes down here to the core support, this will need some work, some tweaking, but this is not heavy damage. This is very minor damage that can be heated up, straightened out most likely. Worst case scenario, you could probably pay a frame shop $200 to $300 to straighten all this out. So you're looking at, you know, an inner fender, a hood, a bumper, grille, headlight assembly, a little bit of framework, and you've got yourself a 100,000 mile fully loaded Sonata. And this says it's the SE, but this is the turbo. And I didn't think the SE came in turbo. I thought this was only the, well, hell, I don't even remember anymore. But anyway, this is the turbo. A reserve is not yet met, but it is a buy it now. I mean, you could go pick this up for $3,550 is what you could pick it up for today. That's a really good price, and I love buying cars from Farmers Insurance. I've had really good luck with Farmers Insurance. You know, they tend to be legitimate deals where they don't try to cover things up, so I really appreciate Farmers for that. But it's a great looking car. It doesn't look like it really needs all that much to get put back together and put back on the road. Going back, that's pretty much it. I already showed you the Genesis. We do have a Toyota FJ, and the only reason I showed this is because Chris from B is for Build has one. I believe it's even the same color before he, I think he rhino lined it or something black. But, you know, this does have some damage, but I don't think it's anything too significant. Maybe needs a front axle, some front suspension work. No airbag deployment. Pretty clean on the interior and exterior. Obviously, you got fender damage here. We've got damage to the door. There's probably underlying damage as well. This is a pretty expensive vehicle, considering this is an 07, and the estimated retail is almost $11,500. So, you know, it's something you need to go look at. But that's going to be it for the video. I don't want to take up any more of your time. Stay tuned because I'm getting ready to go outside and we're going to put some new video equipment to work on the Jeep Liberty. So keep an eye out for that. We will be coming back with that video for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. And remember, just because it's a salvage auction doesn't mean they only sell salvage cars. You could find some really good deals. You could save yourself a lot of money checking out some of these salvage auctions before you go spend your money at the dealer. As always, like, comment, subscribe. If you enjoyed this content, please give this video a thumbs up. It truly does help me. And stay safe out there. We'll catch you in the next one.